Yo, welcome. We're gonna get into this, man. So China is being plagued, which everybody's aware of, right? But it's up to us to tell why they're being plagued as the children of the Bible. The reason why I feel China is being plagued is because it's walking as a serpent. I got Revelation down here, 12:4. The reason why I think China is going through what it's going through because it not only took on the image of the dragon and made it their savior, but it took that image, did everything that Satan wanted. It's following the ways of Satan. So we're going to get into this. Let's praise Yah, hallelujah. So the problem is with China. So China is being punished because its children are woke now. So that's just is what it is. So I'm going to get into this. I got coordinates right here. So we're going to get into this and figure out why China is going through. The woman and the dragon. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven. A woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet. And upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, traversing in labor, in pain to be delivered. So I'm on 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon. You see the image behind us. Let me make this small real fast. A great red dragon. That is China's image. And their dragon is red. It's red and gold. A great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns. They got a lot of horns on that thing. I'm looking at the image also, guys. I'm just putting everything in perspective. So their dragon don't have 7 heads, but it does have horns. I don't know if there's 2 or the most, but I don't know if you count the hairs or what's going on. But it's just weird because everything these people do have, a statement. It's done for a reason, like America choosing the eagle because Rome chose eagle. It's rooted in their culture. It's rooted in who they are. And 7 crowns upon his head, and his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven. So we're dealing with Satan, Hasatan, whoever you want to call him, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, to devour her child, as soon was to rule all nations. So if you remember in the Bible, Moses and Yeshua, they had to flee. They tried to kill off all the children to prevent Moses and Yeshua from entering this world. So we know that with a rod of iron. We're talking about Yeshua here. And her child was caught up unto Yah and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of Yah, that she should feed there 1,260 days. So, we all familiar with what's going on here. It's just crazy, man. I was looking at their logo like, why would you play in those dangerous waters? But it makes sense of them playing in that dangerous water. Why wouldn't they? If you gonna be the devil all the way, that just makes sense to me. But it's a very bold move. It's a very bold move. And this is why I'm calling China the devil. I'm gonna get into that. Not necessarily to say they are Satan. I'm not saying that. But I think they're following the ways of Satan. All right. And that's just telling us about the devil. See, 12. I like the way this is going. Let's go to 12. So the war in heaven we know about. We know about the persecuting of the woman. And the great dragon was cast out. That old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He cast out into the earth. And his angels were cast out with him. When Satan came on this earth, he set out to destroy everyone and everything. But if you remember correctly, there's a group of people that stood up and said, we'll be yours. And so now let's get into why they are in so much trouble. This is, look at that. You see that image? These are their images. These are their images. No lie, I'm not making it up. Look at this. Look at this. Don't it? It just looked demonic. Yeah, so look at this. You putting different heads on it. You know the Bible said do not mix animals. Look at that. And wait, that one's got quite a few. It's like horns coming out the hair. And it's got like backs and... Look at this. So now we move on to this. It's going to be a short one, y'all. I don't know if I should play this or not. But it says... China, or copywritten material. But anyway, China's big development could set world up for the mark of the beast. Could, it already has. This was 2 years ago. Now, I don't want to get in trouble, so I think I'm going to skip past this because really I'm trying to figure out what I was supposed to say, but I can't think of it right now. The Bank of China. And a lot of people don't know, China owns a lot of America. Wow, I hope that ain't true. I seen something that said China owned Burger King. Could be. The way this is looking, is China really buying up U.S. farmland? Here's what we found. This is NBC News. This is August 26, so this is fairly new. State and federal lawmakers are pushing to regulate foreign ownership of U.S. real estate because the fear that China entitled are creating a national security risk by assuming swaths of U.S. farmland, some of its near sensitive sites. A review by NBC News of thousands of documents filed with the U.S. Department of Agriculture. However, some very few purchases by the Chinese buyers, in the past year and a half. Fewer than 1,400 acres in a country with 1.3 billion acres of agriculture land. In fact, the total amount of U.S. agriculture land owned by Chinese interests is less than 300 of 1%. So why are they tripping? If they're not buying a lot of it, or if they so-called haven't bought a lot, then why trip unless they're lying? They're lying. I thought Bill Gates was buying it all. Something to look into. So what I just seen was, and yes, they are buying up America. Bought Burger King. Look at this. China bought Cuba. Whoa, look at this. Trader Joe's, farmland, U.S. debt, GM, Smithfield, Tesla. Ain't no way China bought Tesla. China made EV sales in July. The Teslas are being made in China. That's kind of fishy. Wow. Let's see this. Burger King Chinese owners weighed in on the $1.2 billion unit. Wow. Burger King China's owner weighed in on the... Wow. Who owns Burger King? Man. Who owns Burger King? Burger King is an American... See, they're not saying what we want to know. Who owns Burger King? It's part of... Which is part owner by former... Burger King owner. Oh, see, they're secretly shaking hands because it's not being said who his other partners are. So yeah, so it's just crazy, man. But this mark of the beast, China, is rolling it out. So let's do the fair use. All right, let's watch this video.
China is pushing ahead into a cashless society. It's creating a new digital currency to replace paper money and coins. It will also give the Communist Party total knowledge of how the Chinese people are spending their money. And that opens the door for unprecedented government control. George Thomas has the story.
The Chinese were the first in the world to invent paper money back in the 7th century. Now, more than 1,400 years later, China is again on the cusp of creating a new form of government currency that some say could pose a serious economic threat to America and the West.
China is about to launch one of the most revolutionary financial projects in the world.
But what's funny is America's following suit. And what I find funniest about all this is China's under judgment right now, and America is going to be destroyed because America has been following the whore, but America is the whore. But China is like, you know, it's so bold in what it's doing to where America is like, we need to follow that. We need to, you know, so America's watching what China's doing and it's following. And it's like trying to see, America has to be first at everything. And with China capitalizing or getting down to the nits and grits, America don't like that. It's like, no, we got to go in first. Even when you seen them so-called NASA going up to the star, you know, to the heavens. I think Russia almost beat so-called, this is their history, almost beat America. So America had to fake the landing because they wasn't prepared. They faked. But let me shut up. Ain't got nothing to do with this. So the problem is that America's going to roll it out faster. Why? Because it's got to be China. But China is so advanced with their technology. But I blame America for it because America handed China everything because they once wanted to become big time partners. And, you know, America, it loves the way, you know, this place so filthy. It loves when you think like it. But, you know, I think money just gets in the way, and when money gets in the way, it destroys all opportunity of them working together. But I believe it's Yah destroying them and stopping them from fulfilling their will. I mean, the mark of the beast is going to come regardless, but people are going to be punished for it, and they're going to be punished before and after.
They're not cryptocurrencies. They're not so-called stable coins. In effect, they are the national physical currency of a country, just represent.
Let me say this too. I think cryptocurrency only came out because they was setting it up. It was a setup for the mark of the beast. And they was trying to see, will it work? You know, if hackers can hack through this, how will we be able to do this? How will we? And I think that's where crypto came from. And I think it's to help to destroy the dollar. Once the dollar is fully destroyed, then they can go on with phase 2 of all this, if that makes sense.
Presented in a digital form.
Eric Bethel is the former U.S. executive director of the World Bank.
Bitcoin near record highs cross
of the World's Bank of the world. Can you imagine that being your job? That's a very hard job. Of the world. And this is about China, but somehow they're talking about the world. The U.S., they're shaking hands.
23,000.
He says while the world fixates on private cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin,
but the digital yuan isn't a payment system, it's actual money.
Beijing is busy building a digital version of its own currency, the yuan, also known as the renminbi, to control its citizens and eventually threaten the dominance of the U.S. dollar.
To control its citizens and eventually come after the U.S. dollar, but the U.S. dollar is almost on its way out the door too, because there's a push to hurry up and get this out of there. Now you got BRICS also doing their thing, which we already know China is in with BRICS. So with this going on, there's a war for the people. It's that to control their people. They're going to control the world. They are the dragon, or a part of the dragon. Because once America gone, then who's going to stand until y'all return? Think about it. Who's going to stand until y'all return?
They pretty much created all of the building blocks that will allow.
The evil is going to go on until y'all shut that old serpent up. Remember that. So once America, as we're calling Babylon, once Babylon destroyed, then where does the serpent go? It gets put away. So think about it. And then Gog and Magog get into it, and then Yah destroys. Everyone goes to judgment. Think about it.
Allow a central bank digital currency to flourish.
And Yahya Fanusi, a former economic and counterterrorism analyst in the CIA, says China's goal is to replace cash with a digital currency that's controlled by the communist government's central bank.
Funny, they keep showing Bitcoin. They got some other coin up there I ain't never seen. Dash coin. It's funny because people, I don't know, it's crazy. Bitcoin, I think, was a setup to see, like I said earlier, if they can pull this off and if they're able to pull this off. And Bitcoin was a success. So all their little puppets, they got to do away with so they can roll out the next phase and make this thing one, because you can't have people with their own banking, their own, coins, all that kind of stuff. So they got to remove them completely off the face of the earth, so where they have all control of the money, if that makes sense.
China has said for a while that it expects to pretty much be a cashless society in the future. So the idea is that cash notes, coins will no longer be around.
And this is where your the jab. Is it safe to talk about it now? Let me shut up. This is where the jab came from, because it went from, oh, let's not touch money, to, oh, we're going to go digital. It's a push for that global currency. It's a push to get the world. It's a push to see who can get that chip out first. And if China's already developed it, then what does that make China? If their logo is of a dragon, then what would that make China? Because if America gonna be destroyed and the beast gonna be put away, then what would that make China? Think about it. So if we saying America's Babylon's gonna be destroyed, what would that make China? Just provoking thought. And I'm sure they probably got down to a science by now how this thing is gonna go. See right here, the mask, the shot. Look at this. The Bible. Look at this, the church, the shot with a cross, a hand up. I don't know what's going on here. The preacher. Okay, they think the mark of the beast is what they're saying. Is the jab, which I agree is part of it. I don't think it's fully. I think the mark of the beast is complex, but I believe that it's a submissive thing. It's more of a yes, I will do, and then you go get it in one of those, and then you're able to buy and sell. But I think it's a whole system. It's obedience. It's obeying. I think it's I believe the shot that everybody ran to go get. I think for some, I think it's gonna target different. I think for some, it's gonna erase us off the earth. I think because you're the child of Yah and you done damaged your body. I think others is gonna connect that chip to the rest of your body. People don't understand that. It's gonna replace everything. It's gonna send electrodes and all kind of stuff to where that chip has the power to shut you off, where that chip can do certain things in your nervous system, where that chip can heal things that's wrong with you. That chip is going to work inside of you. And I think not just about the chip, but I think the chip, that's right, AI. This is what I think is in game right here. I think that chip with that jab with this AI, I think it's over with. And it's even popping up, artificial intelligence. You see the mark? I really think that chip with that mark, and that's the barcode. I think when they get done with you, it's game over. When you get those three, you have officially, and who's to say that ain't the 666? Who's to say that that's not it? All three of them come together and it creates, the jab is going to give the AI robot, or I think their demon-filled spirits, is going to give them the ability to control you. The AI is going to think for you, which is going to be like a third party in your brain, which is scary. It's going to be able to do things and shut you off. And then I think that mark is going to make it to where you can line up to go buy things. and you can do things, and you can have your privilege, and you're going to be super smart. You're going to know it all because you'll have your own AI built inside of you with that chip. You'll be able to just stand there. People are going to literally be zombies. They're just going to be standing there watching TV, and they know TV. They just watching it in their eyeballs. Talk about some confusing. Let's finish this.
That people will be using digital currency that's going to be in their wallets.
That digital currency will also be issued by the government bank, allowing what Congressman Michael
What did the Bible say? Give Caesar's what is Caesar's and give Yah what belongs to Yah, right? So we can't fall for this, because if we belong to Yah, then we don't belong to Caesar in a sense. We don't belong to the mark. We belong to Yah.
Digital currency that's going to be in their wallets.
That digital currency will also be issued by the government bank, allowing what Congressman Michael McCall, the top Republican on the House Foreign Affairs.
Listen to me, I don't care how cool it looks. It's not cool. I think we got a little bit. I think people think it's just gonna happen fast. I think it will, but it's gonna be a trick thing. I think, me personally, I believe they're gonna roll it out. You're gonna have an option at first. They're gonna use the celebrities, they're gonna use tactics, and you're gonna fall for it. And then they're just gonna rip it from you when they get a lot of people involved, because it's in the numbers. And if the numbers are small, then chances are everyone's gonna fall. Hey, rhyme.
As committee says is unprecedented access to people's financial transactions.
This will give them data on behavior.
But it's crazy. Let me say this. Christians ain't stopping it. What have these Christian people did? What have they not rallying? They're not anything. Hell, when the shot came along, you couldn't even get in a church. But y'all remember that. Y'all know.
On how they spend.
And giving Beijing the power to track that spending in real time.
There will be a point where the People's Bank of China is going to be able to peer inside of every single transaction that everyone does 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Now tell me where that is cool. They're going to control you. You don't need to eat today. You ate yesterday. We're stopping your money. You have too much of it. You've been a good boy. Here goes some more money. You've been a good boy. Go take a vacation. This is what they're trying to do, and this is what they're going to do. Fair use. Now that I remember what the term is, fair use.
Which means if you are a human rights activist or a Christian, authorities can now use this new technology to punish you.
You're not eating for 3 weeks. And if anyone tries to feed you, I'm going to strip them of their money too. You know what this is? This is the hood. This is what most black people go through in America. Yeah, it's going back around. That's all it is. It's coming around on them. We already get punished. A lot of us already on Social Security. A lot of us can't find a job. You get into it with someone, they fire you. You say the wrong thing, you're fired. So we're already going through this. The rest of the world is just now catching up. Over with. It's over. And that's great, because this means your money won't save you. This means your status won't save you. This means, I'm top rank free. It won't save you. It won't. We all those who take the mark is going to be a little bit higher than those that don't. But everyone will be slaves. Everyone's going to be slaves. The world is going to become one gigantic prison. It's a new slavery, and it's going to take you back to the old slavery eventually. But this time, y'all not doing the enslaving. Let's finish this up.
If you engage in activities they consider anti-government.
This technological ability is something that the government has never had before. It always had to go to companies to say, okay, cut off this person. Now, the Chinese government, I think, with sort of the proverbial flip of a switch.
My boy TA got me afraid to even lift my fingers up, eh? I ain't with none of it. Oh, man.
Can make people fall in line by cutting off their access to money.
Eventually, U.S. and other foreign companies doing business in China will be required to use the government's new digital currency payment system.
There's a competitive issue. There are, I'd say, even cybersecurity issues, privacy issues. You're handing over your data to the Chinese Communist Party by participating in this digital currency system.
But what's crazy is you're already handing over your data. A lot of people don't even know your phone Google Pay. I've been using that lately. I left my card at home and need some gas. And my wife, I was like, man, I'm on E. Like, I should have been got gas, but I didn't. But now I'm out here. I need gas to get home. I was like, oh, Google Pay. I signed up for it. Hit my phone. Bloop, bloop. There we go. Got gas. I was happy. Like, woo, man. I mean, I probably would have made it home, but I was like, I ain't chancing that. But that's all this is. Google is storing all your information. It asks you, do you want us to save, delete? No, never delete, just save. Everything is already uploaded online. Anyone that knows Facebook knows Google and all this. It is ran by the CIA. I think it's CIA, whatever. It's ran by the government and they have all your information already. They know everything. Your credit score is through them. They track your credit score. Whenever you buy something, if it ain't cash money, you're being tracked. That's why people did away with a while with handing out checks. You got to deposit now because they know exactly what's in your bank account. When you go sign up for the bank account, you give a social security number. You're already a part. Only thing you're missing is the mark. Everything else you already have. You got it. It's already here. So when they roll this thing out, people gonna be in line. Look at my mark. I went and got a tattoo over mine. Mine's so pretty, but remember what the Bible said. You won't be able to remove it. See, if we just talking about a mark right here, you can rip that out. Rip it out. But if you took that shot with the mark, you can't take that out of your body. I think those that even go get that mark without that shot, it's not gonna work. Because that thing got to send frequency. However it's frequent, it's got to send waves to the computer to go bleep. Now they could do like a credit card, but anyone knows a credit card knows it's got internal parts. It's like a little motherboard inside there. It's just very small, and then it's like the chip that sits on the end, and then it, like, you know, I forgot what you call those. It's little pieces of metal. So when you hit that, so that's what they saying you're going to be able to scan, and then it'll bloop, bloop, and then it'll light the chip up, or it'll activate the chip. But then how would that mark be able to control your body? How would that mark say you had enough to eat? Now we know Mr. Gates don't do anything unless it benefits him. So by Mr. Gates being able to get involved in this whole thing means that there is nanobots in those marks. There's nanobots in that shot. Think about it. And he's like, this not happening fast enough. So he went and bought a lot of farmland. I'll just inject them into the food. This is the new money. But it gets a lot worse. I just thought of something and I forgot. Let's see if I can try to remember why this played.
The US dollar is the world's dominant reserve currency. China's renminbi is number 8. Beijing's ambition is to eventually supplant the dollar's global dominance with...
See, literally, there's a word that you can't see, and it's happening.
The digital yuan.
The big
everyone is racing to try to patent this thing. But what's crazy is I believe China's gonna beat everybody. Why? Because that's why they're so smart, because they have the dragon.
Concern is internationally, especially for the US, is in the long term, this is an important step. This is what I would call a fintech, a financial technology development. And the issue is that China is thinking decades in advance. It's not thinking about the next 2 to 3 years, per se.
In June,
because remember, the Bible said time is moving fast and the devil is out seeking who it can devour. I'll just read one, don't matter. Matthew 24:22. And unless those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days has been shortened. So we don't know if we're going to fully make it through, but we thinking before all this happened, we out of here. And that's why they're trying to speed up time, because they're trying to hurry up and get us completely with it. Get us completely with what's going on, so that the devil somehow think he got a shot and it's not.
Communist government handed out more than $6 million worth of its digital currency to its citizens as part of a series of trials around.
And this is how they're going to get the American people. They're going to take a play out of China's book. Look what China just did to see if they would do it. Listen,
in advance. It's not thinking about the next 2 to 3 years, per se.
In June, the communist government handed out more than $6 million worth of its digital currency to its citizens as part of a series of trials around the country. The first kicked off in Beijing, allowing residents there to use 2 government bank apps to test digital payments.
See? Make it look cool. Make it look fancy. If you do it right, they'll buy into it. You can not only just sell them it, they give you money for it. They will be paying you for the mark. And as long as they feel like they did it or it's on their time, I'm talking about people, as long as we feel like it's on our time or we did this, then we would never look at it as a mark because we was given an option when really you have no choice. Because once you quit playing nice, then the mean guy come out.
China then plans to make its big digital currency splash at the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. Now,
and boy did they. They did it. They're up and going right now. They're live. So you could say they beat out America.
Now that the world's largest authoritarian regime has launched this first-of-a-kind sovereign digital currency.
And that's what I was saying. See, at first it's going to come a hold on your phone because it's already there. But then they're going to say, hey, we got something better. They're going to do something where you're going to be able to keep all your money at first. You're going to be able to keep everything. This is just me talking. I could be wrong. And then you're going to look up and somehow your phone going to delete everything on it. Your money, all of it gone, or somebody done hijacked the system. Somebody done stole everything. But don't trip. Why? Because we are able to give everybody a certain amount of money until we figure out what's going on with this. Oh, okay, cool. So they're going to give you the money, and there's going to be enough money, but it's not going to be all your money. So some will be angry, but those that are poor is going to go, hey, I just need money. This is great. Man, they're giving us $6,000, $7,000 a month. I ain't never had this much money. And you're going to be like, woohoo, yeah, ooh, we living. And then they're going to go, wow, look what we came out with. It's this chip. And hey, we give you, let's say, $7,000 a month. $7,000 a month. Broke people like, what? Black people, what? White people, what? We was living on 5. Oh, you gonna give us 7? Okay. It's this chip. And this chip will be able to upload your card every day, all day, every year. You will never go broke because we'll be able to help you with your financial situation. You want a new car? Go get that new car. You want a down payment on a house? We'll help you finance. You want this? You want that? We got it. And they're going to go for it.
See, some in the U.S., like Congressman Mike Waltz, worry Beijing will use this form of payment to also skirt economic sanctions.
See, so what they saying is Beijing will pull an American on America. It will sanctions them with their idea or their tactics of sanction. America is afraid now because it's like they beat us, and now we need to get with their chip. We need to hurry up and get with it because we couldn't produce one fast enough. So we're going to have to kiss butt in order to get this chip. In order to get our hands on this chip, to mass produce this chip, we need their help. We need their whole system so that ours can go. But now America has went. So America's right behind them. And America launched theirs, I think, this year. They launched theirs last year. This say a year ago up there somewhere. A year ago.
The Chinese government convinces countries like Burma.
And then you got to think, like, why is the news so focused with China? And clearly this looked like an American man and his eyeballs are so huge. He don't look real. Something wrong. They like awfully shaped either. They're not like a circle. He's weird looking. I'm gonna get him off the screen. Oh, he's gonna stay. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so you just gotta ask yourself, America, and this is Florida. You know, he's from Florida. So you gotta, why do they care so much? Because America needs this. It needs it bad. America's on its last lifeline and is dying. Nobody respects America no more. Nobody cares. So America need to get with the next in charge. And what America is trying to do is ride that wave until America can somehow get back on the mountain and put his crown back on, or her, put her crown back on and sit at the top. She's losing all her fight. She's done, but she's trying somehow to keep going. Her heart is dying and she's out of options, but she's looking for that one last donor, if that makes sense.
Iran, North Korea, and others to do business in that Chinese digital currency. It'll also allow China and those countries to work around one of our most powerful tools, which is sanctions.
Based on
You just see that dog, them dogs flip, little Chinese dogs, and then America came out with robots.
China and those countries.
America is pulling from the dragon
To work around one of our most powerful tools.
Look, you see them flip? Don't those look like the American creatures, the big robots they have now?
Which is sanctions.
Based on history, Waltz believes China is only too happy to share the technology with other rogue regimes that seek to enhance their own surveillance capabilities over their citizens.
America is angry because America, like they want to share the technology with anyone but us. We want to control the world. America want to control the world, and it looks like China, like I just want to control my people. That's what's going on. But China is willing to give everybody this because in the end, low-key, China will be controlling everyone. It's the dragon. Remember I said about the dragon and what the dragon is in the Bible. That looked like China logo, low-key. Let's see if anybody drew a picture of it. And this is what I guess it looks like with the head. But it's just funny, this is the woman travailing in the dragon. I said Yahshua, but low key the woman is Israel, which we already know. But I was just breaking it down. And the dragon wants to devour Israel. Because that's what all this is over, is to destroy Israel. That's what all this is over. It's all to destroy the children of Israel. Since Yah has chose them, the world is jealous. That dragon right here is angry. And it's looking to devour everyone. It's looking to devour everyone. So when I say Yahshua, I mean metaphorically. When he was on this earth, they was trying to kill him with Satan. That's what the dragon is Satan. And the same thing for Moses. But look at this. Tried to make it look all pretty. They putting it all in your kids' cartoons and making it seem like, you know, that looks like the Chinese dragon. Look at this. People even wrote books on it. China and the end time prophecy. How Yah is using the red dragon to fulfill the ultimate purpose. I don't know who this is. I ain't never seen this book. I never even looked it up. Something hit me and I said, this is China, the fiery red dragon. But this is Muslim. But it says here, the first information prophecy, China red, fiery red dragon. So I'm glad I'm not alone. There's a lot of people that's thinking how I'm thinking. There go they dragon. Do you see similarities? Just look at the background. That's their dragon, bro. That's this is their, look at it. That's them. So when you wondering why they under judgment, this is why. Look at this. This is their God. Look at it. Look at all these people. Look at their faces. Look how happy they are. They so happy. Look at this. Boy, they look like they just like this is it. It gets no better. The Chinese dragon dance. First, I ain't even gonna try that. Spring festival. Celebration. I ain't gonna play too much of it. Let's fast forward. Look at they dragon. Fair use. Look at it. Look, he's about to kiss it. Remember what the Bible said. The Bible said that they worship things that don't eat, it don't talk, nothing. Look at this. Why are you so in love with this paper mache? Look at it. He just kissed it. Look at their outfits. Look at them. Look. Clearly you can see that there's people under. But that's just so, Whoa, because that's their God. Look at the detail and the work that goes into this damn thing.
好，有请我们所有的来宾以及我们的领导来，有请领导。
The dragon life. Look at this. They got baby dragons. Wait a minute. The heads. Could those be the heads? Look, and then they got something coming out of there, like next to like their nose. They got like heads or eyeballs coming out of their nose. It's the little baby. Look, they got gold teeth. And this is why they're under judgment. This crap right here is the reason why they're under judgment. There's a group of people who's worshiping the image. Look at this one. Look at the horns. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't even see anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm sure it's probably more on the opposite side. So it'll be 8. And it looked like they got different dragons for different events. Look how evil that look, bro. Look how gruesome and scary that looks. Look at this. You not know the look at this. The choreographic it takes to do all this. Look at this. This a boat. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. Them 3. So 3 on each side. I don't know, man. This is wild. See, they taking that dragon far. Look at them. They worship this damn thing. This is why they under judgment. So let's get into this, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. By far, Christianity ain't right, but China ain't right either. They both straddle on the fence. And I think China's reaching out to their co-partners because we was never meant to be Christians. It was given to us, but we're due to the image and what's going on, we know better. We was given to it because Deuteronomy. Okay, so it says China tells Christians to replace image of Jesus with communistic president. You might as well. You're doing everything else because that's what they're about to take from you. And they're talking probably to their Christian people. Thousands of Christian villages in China have been told to take down displays of Jesus. You know what this means? Take down your display of Jesus? What this means is China is done playing with America. Remove your images because your pretty little white man is about to be destroyed. That's what this means. They're saying get rid of it and replace it with an image of me or replace it with what we believe. Because they finna show you that there's no Jesus from America. That's what they're about to show. Take down displays of Jesus, crosses, and gospel passages from their homes as part of government propaganda effect to transform believers in religion into believers into party. One world government starting with, boom, China. China is the one that's leading everyone to hell. They going anyway, but China is the dragon. The South China Morning Post SCMP reports that communistic parties of China CPC officials visited believers' home in Yunnan County of I ain't gonna do it. Providence, where about 10% of the population is Christians. They urge residents to replace personal religions displays with posters of President. More than 600 removed Christian symbols from their living rooms and 453 hanging portraits of communistic leaders, according to SCMP. They're not going to fight it. Why would they? They was only given that they're Christians by Christians who set out to destroy the world. They was only given this from their white counterparts. They have seen nobody come to their defense. America only goes to war with the weak. America only messes with the weak. They're not going to touch this, man. They're not going to say, hey, you can't do that. They're entitled to their own beliefs. He's setting them up. He's going to be the face of all of it. Back to the video.
So that those other countries in Africa, the Middle East, and elsewhere can dominate their people in line with the Chinese version of government But that data
in line with the Chinese version of government.
Then comes back to Beijing so that they will literally, through facial recognition, be able to monitor the globe.
George Thomas, CBS.
They will be able to monitor the globe. Sickening. I think I done seen all I need to see. And they got places in America they're buying out. And I'm sure they definitely bought out Africa. I'm sure everywhere China has places they done bought out. Shaking hands with the serpent. There's going to be a lot of us. A lot of us is going to shake hands with that serpent and going to be content with it too. But we are to stand firm in this belief. We are not to give in to what these damn heathens are doing, excuse my French. We are not. The deadly plagues hit China. Why? We know why. We know why, but China ain't gonna get it alone. So many of these people are looking at China like, oh, China, China, China. Look at this. Back to Jerusalem. Everyone's talking about it. Grand Reaper. But what's funny is around the world is being hit too, and they're not saying anything. Same thing with the Jewish people. They're being hit, and they're planning on eating the crickets to survive. It's happening around the world. It's everywhere. It's happening. So fair use. We're gonna watch this video of the flood that's going on in China. Oh, they blocked it. They blocked the video. They said fire is coming down from the sky in China. China's on fire. China has hell right now. They have swine flu, hurricane they saying, and China has locusts right now. The 7 deadly plagues of China. Fair use. Let's play this. They done did the work for us. Back to Jerusalem. We ain't going to Jerusalem. We going somewhere else. We're definitely going to the real Jerusalem. We ain't going to their Jerusalem.
Hey guys, I am Eugene Bach. Place happening. Leader Swedish town. I'm talking about 2 months.
So
some of the footage. Go for now to the camera.
Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to him talk. You don't listen to him. So earthquake. Let's see how China's doing with earthquakes. But what's not being talked about is the whole world is being hit with earthquakes right now as we speak. Ooh, right now they got one going. Wow, 4.8. Whew. Got a big earthquake jumping off right now. 21 injured after 5.5. Wow. Wait, yeah, yep. Earthquake hit China. There he is. Dog's running. The dog said, we out of here.
The tranquil evening of August 23rd, 2023 was a...
Pigs was never meant to be the way they done. They eat them. We stopped. I stopped.
Abruptly shattered as an earthquake of magnitude 4.6 jolted Pulandian district in Dalian City at precisely 6. The precise details of magnitude, epicenter, and depth are likely to undergo revisions in the forthcoming.
Not bad. I mean, they are
Local
earthquakes.
residents bore witness to the quake's dynamic effects. In proximity to the epicenter, the tremors were awe-inspiring.
It wasn't bad, but that's an earthquake. So let's check out locusts. We're gonna go through this whole list because we want to verify for ourselves, is this really going on? Or they lying to us, which I already know is going on because it's going on everywhere. Everywhere right now is bad and everybody's trying to hide it. Like America's playing out Trump going to jail. America is so focused on Trump and all kind of crap happening right now. So let's see. Oh, that's 2020. I mean, can you really put a time frame on when y'all does things? No, you can't. So all these are showing 2020. But there is locusts. China may send ducks to battle Pakistan locust swarms.